what's up? Welcome to my channel. My name is Pilisi Wetwenstra and I'm a writer, and yeah, sometimes I read. I am back and I'm a little bit unnervous. I think it's because it's my first video of 2021 and it's always a never-wreck for me, but Ngibuyile, and I am back with happiness. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm back with a book titled Happiness. Hashtag don't judge a book by its title, okay? Because then you're gonna miss out on brilliance. Brilliance. I read this book, it took me good 12 days. And I'm not proud to say that. Yeah. Anyway, this book is a chaotic, layered, beautiful plot with characters that make sense. Totally makes sense. We follow two characters, Jean Turane and Attila Asare. Beautiful beings, beautiful, strong, career-driven, focused beings. Attila is a Ghanaian psychiatrist, and he has come to London to present a paper on psychiatrist and PTSD. He has worked with war victims, and he's basically a doctor that sees the aftermath of war and what war does to human beings, to soldiers, to people, and he gets to see them and hopefully fix their wounds or their mental wounds. And then we get to meet Jean Asare. Wow, Jean Asare, I think, is a single mom to a 10-year-old. She is a wildlife biologist. I'm trying to remember while I'm telling you, so that's why I'm like doing that. I'm trying to remember without looking at my notes. I'm trying to be smart. But going back to Jean Turani, she is a wildlife biologist focusing on exploring the possibility of wildlife coexisting with humans. The interesting about Jean is that through her journey, we get to see how humans, oh no, I was gonna say how wildlife is close to how I wanted to say how wildlife, oh, I had it in my head and it sounded so good in my head. Now I think I lost it, but it will come back. But she's an American wildlife thingy, and these two strangers meet at the bridge called Waterloo Bridge, and they tend to meet a lot, actually, and coincidentally they become quite good friends. Their friendship really takes a different pace, gradual pace, but very honest and very deep as well, and open to each other. They are totally different, but somehow they are the same because they are both emotionally wounded. They understand what loss means. They are passionate and strongly believe in their careers, and they submit to helping humans and wanting to bring order to a disorderly world. Does that make sense? But they tend to move away from themselves, but somehow meeting each other, it brings them closer to themselves. I hope that makes sense. And throughout the novel, we get them seeing their goals. Well, their goals, especially Attila. His goal is to present his paper on his new theory about psychology and PTSD and mental illness and depression, all of that. And then that's his goal. That's why he's in London. And Jean, her goal is to definitely study the foxes and the coyotes and how they behave in a human territory, right, territorial space, and how they survive. And it's quite interesting what they go through. They are challenged, but in the midst of everything, they come closer. And it doesn't happen with the reader knowing that's gonna happen. That's the interesting thing about this book. You do not know they're gonna fall. Am I giving it away? Anyway, we're gonna move. But it's interesting how this book teaches you about humanity and how much of it also is found through the journey of understanding how wildlife behave when it has to meet and decide to have a family. I mean, the wildlife, when do they need a space to survive, and how do these wildlife survive? It is so similar to us as humans and the need to survive. There's so many comparison between what Jean explores, and in the midst of it all, Jean is asked to meet a lady who has burned down a place, a house. And it's interesting what Attila, actually not Jean, Attila as a doctor tries to communicate to, in his paper, tries to communicate, I would say, to the reader, because it's quite unbelievable. I'm gonna really butcher it, but in my understanding while I was reading, it felt like, are we not allowed to be, are we not allowed to feel something, to be upset? Does that need a diagnosis? Are humans, when you feel kind of tired, are we supposed to get a pill for that? Isn't it that part of being a human, to feel something, to be sad, to grieve? And it's interesting how he brings this the understanding of diagnosis as doctors and psychiatrists, that they are themselves not well because they depend on their findings to be fulfilled. It's like they're not well themselves. And guys, I'm really butchering it, but it's quite phenomenal what Attila brings out to the reader. Okay, I don't know, but the point is, there's a moment where the two characters, Jean and Attila, do this, and this, I mean, they become quite good friends, and they fulfill what they never thought it was not there in each other's spaces. It's when I think it's Attila's niece's son is lost, and they have to go in search of finding him throughout London. Quite interesting journey. They find themselves through trying to find someone who was lost. They find that they were lost somehow in themselves, and it's beautiful. But I remember one time I was reading it, I'm thinking, why is it taking so long, but eventually you reading this book, you what you need, you get. Woo, yes, I'm hoping I'm clear. What you need as a reader, you get it reading Happiness. And now the writing, my goodness, Aminata is a phenomenal writer, because there's this constant flow of writing. I don't know how to say it, but you are so deeply invested in the characters, but also in the writing. And there's this beautiful flow of sentences, and the story of course keeps going on and going on and on, but how she brings up the past to the present, still you are not getting lost. And I thought that was really nice. She was very concise but on point as well, and the scenes kept on, you know, explicating in my mind. I did not lose that. She did not take away that experience for me as a reader. I think Aminata is, to be able to do that is beautiful, to allow the reader to live in the scene as well. I enjoyed it. I totally enjoyed it. I did, however, judge the title. I think the title does not do the justice, but you understand why the title is Happiness. That's the thing about it, that even if it's not the most smartest title, but it makes sense. It makes sense why the title is Happiness, because it's about him exploring what happiness is. Well, I hope that makes you really kind of like, okay, let me check it out, because I might not be doing good things here, but I really loved it, and I would recommend you check it out. Anyway, this is me. Thank you so much. Yeah, I am grateful, and hello to my new followers, and I know I'm following a lot of you now. Thank you so much, and